Good afternoon, Longhorns. Today we are going to do our homework assignment for tonight, which is representing integers. And you've done something very similar to this at the beginning of the year, so this should go pretty quickly with you. We're just going to teach you one new little idea about what you do when you have the double negative on your problem. So let's take a look at the number 4. If I have a verbal description of that, I know that it is a positive 4. Please write that down with me, please. Alright, then we have a picture with two color counters. For our two color counters, we're going to use yellow for positive and red for negative. Let me go ahead and write positive on the positive one and negative on the negative one. There you go. So let's go ahead and do 4 positive two color counters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's all you need to do for the picture. Now let's talk about the picture on the number line. When you're doing a picture on the number line, you need to start with 0 and number it 1, 2, 3, 4. And at that point, then you need to put a big dot on the 4 because we want the number 4. Or, there's another option there. You can draw an arrow to the number 4. In fact, that's better. Let's draw the arrow to the number 4. So now we have 2 markings for the number 4. Let's move on. So then we have the number negative 4. So we're going to write the word negative 4. So in negative 4, we're going to be using the red color to mean negative, and we're going to color 4 red circles. That's your picture for the two color counters for red. Then we need to model it on a number line. So we're going to start at 0, but remember we're going in the negative direction, so we got to go to the left. So our 0 needs to be on the right. Then we mark it -1, -2, -3, -4. Start our arrow over here and draw it to the other edge. Or you could also put the dot there to help you remember that that's where you're going. The last problem you can see on our paper, we have the -4. So what we do when we have two negatives in a row like that, we call it the opposite of -4. So go ahead and write that down. And if it's the opposite of -4, well, the opposite of a negative is a positive, so that would be equal to a positive 4. So make sure you write that down, and yes, I expect you to write all of that down every single time you see a problem like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on. So it says the opposite of -4. So a way for me to model that would be to use what's called brackets or parentheses. I'm going to put my negative in front of it to represent the opposite of -4, so I'm going to use my red two color counter, and I'm going to do 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to write an equal sign next to that, and the opposite of a negative is a positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that we've done our 4 positive circles, we have to come to our number line. And our number line, there's no easy way for me to do both of those. So what we're going to do instead is the final product, which is a positive 4. So it's going to look very similar to the positive 4 up here at the top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Starting at the edge, draw my arrow to my -4. Alright, so your job for the rest of this evening is to go through and finish up and do number 3, the number 3, do the -3, the opposite of -3, and let's take a look really quickly at these two. Notice how it says the opposite of -7. Well, if it says the opposite, remember we use the negative to represent the opposite, and then we have -7. So that's our number. So you need to do the 2 color counters and the number line for that. Take a look at this one. 2 R's. R's stand for red. So if they're both red, then that tells us that our number that we are looking for or using is going to be -2. So let's put -2 on there. And then you're going to need to do the verbal description and the picture for the number line. And then you're also responsible for the -5 down at the bottom. All right, Longhorns, y'all have an absolutely wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, finish up your homework, and I can't wait to see it tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful day. Bye.